What's up, Atlanta? Are we staying alive? Are we staying alive? 8% interest rate. We staying alive. 9%. Come on, I want to see. Let's dance, y'all. All right. Let's go.
Slides.
Woo!
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Danny. Appreciate you, brother. Are we staying alive? And we're not just staying alive, we're thriving. We are thriving. What I want to talk about today, I got to catch my breath because I've been dancing. Woo! So much fun. We came in from Puerto Rico. All right, I live in Puerto Rico now. So, all right, so how to have a massive listing business in what market? Today's market. Today's market. That's what we're going to. Now, 96% of my focus has always been on listings. I took over 1,000 listings during my first 10 years in real estate. And I'm dedicated now to paying it forward. I'm going to show you what I did so that you can do that and greater. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. So, and we have a lot of ground to cover. What will we learn today? The 3 lead buckets where all the listing leads that you ever need will come from. I'm going to talk about those. Who knows what the 3 buckets are? Raise your hand. Who's been following Uncle Knolly for a little while? Who's like, man, I don't know who you are. I don't know where you came from. I ain't never seen you in my life. Who's like that? Okay, I see a few hands. The 8 key sources for listing leads in today's market. Okay? The 5 actions to take right now. When? Right now to start taking more listings. And we're going to talk about how to solve every problem that you'll ever have in business. Hold on, let's look at that again. Does that sound too aggressive? No. We're going to talk about how to solve every problem that you'll ever have. Where's my timer? I didn't bring my timer up here. Now I know I got a big problem. Let me have my timer. Just my phone. Because you know Uncle Knolly's got a problem when he don't have a timer. You got to.
It's in the bag.
No, that's all good. Is it in my bag? No, that's good. I'll do it right here. You guys are easy. You know, they gave me 30 minutes, and I don't know if anybody's went to my seminars. My seminars are 3 hours. I'm serious. Uncle Knolly, we got to keep it in check. All right, my 30 minutes starts right now, because I don't count the dance time. You know, dancing is fun. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Even if they don't invite me back, but that's how we do it. That's how we do it when we fly in from Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? All right, so turn this off. All right, so thank you. That's my beautiful wife, 30 plus years in the house. All right, so I want to help you to earn $250,000 or more a year, having nights and weekends off, 4 to 5 vacations a year, being debt-free, working 3 hours a day. Does that sound crazy? That sounds ridiculous, like no way, it can't happen. I ran my real estate company this way for years and didn't really have a team. I didn't have a lot of agents that I had to give listings to, but I had a lot of leverage. We'll talk about that as well. So this is the life not only that you desire, but it's the life you deserve. And that's why McGraw-Hill hired me to write a book and reverse engineer the success that I've had. You know, I became an entrepreneur at the age of 12. Any entrepreneurs in the house that came at a young age? Yep. All right. So we got Bryson in the house. Stand up, Bryson. Bryson sold 30 deals in the last 12 months. He got his license when he was 18. He's 19 years old now. He did 30 transactions. First year in business. And he just bought a commercial property and a lake house. 19 years old. Oh, the market's bad. I can't make anything happen. Guess what? Bryson. That's all you got. That's all. For the rest of the day, Bryson, 19. Okay? So how do we find listings? Focus on the 3 listing buckets. There's only 3 buckets for listing leads. And I reverse engineered this from the very beginning when I had taken probably about 600 listings. When I was, just a little history lesson. So when I was in my 4th year in the business, I became the #1 producing agent in Austin, Texas. Okay? There was 9,800 and something real estate agents, almost 10,000. And when Austin Business Journal came out with their report, I was #1 solo agent, 96 transactions, okay, with no agents on my team, all right? And I was off Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, okay? And I'm gonna show you how I did that here. Now, that's the good side. I made my first $1 million when I was 29 years old in a different industry, okay? And I made millions, and I'm 53. I made millions and millions of dollars since then, okay? But I was also raised in an abusive home. My mom was, she abused me mentally, physically, emotionally. She had a master's degree in psychology. She told me, boy, you'll never amount to anything. I started believing that, and I became a dropout, dropped out of high school when I was in 9th grade. I never completed past 9th grade. Okay, then I got my GED, went to college to see what they knew about, dropped out of college. So I have a lot of checks on one side, many millions of dollars, all that, and I got a lot of deficits on the other. Okay, and God fills in the gap in between. So, and by the way, I left home when I was 16 because, well, if I'm not going to amount to anything, I might as well go hang out with these thugs. We moved to South Central LA when I was 10, so I might as well hang out and live that life. I'm not going to amount to anything anyway. That's what my mom told me. I've been hearing that since I was 7 years old. So the reality is we can create our own outcome in the hand of God. Can we not? Amen. All right, so here are the 3 lead buckets: sphere of influence, your farm, and your niche. Okay? If you will work those buckets, that's all you need to focus on, those 3 buckets. Now, by the way, I think you guys are going to get these slides, so Uncle Knolly's going to go a little bit fast, and I got a free book for you guys, okay? You got a postcard in your seat. I wrote a book. I'll share it with you later. It's going to be free to you guys. You pay the shipping. I ship the book to you. But the reason is because there's so much content to cover in this topic, I can't do it in 30 minutes. How many of y'all know that? Okay, so don't get panicky. Like, man, what did he say there? Well, how do I do that? Okay, so we can't get too deep in the tactics because of the time, but I'm going to give you the 30,000-foot view. So if you want to keep in touch with your SOI, and the reason why they're not going back to you and doing business with you is because why? They don't remember you. They don't remember you. Why don't they remember you? Because you're a secret agent. Why is that? Let's not go there. You're just not staying in touch with them. So a lot of people, you're going to have to reestablish TOMA. What's TOMA? T-O-M-A. Top of mind awareness. Top of mind awareness. You got to reestablish it. Hey, Susie, Knolly here. I know that I've done a terrible job of keeping in touch with you. You come across my mind so many times, and I just didn't pick up my phone and call you. Or I didn't reach out and text you. I failed. But I have made a commitment from this day forward to XYZ. Okay? And what's Susie going to say? Oh, Knolly, it's no problem. I could have called you. Boom, that's done. That's like a 10-second conversation. Done. You're forgiven. Now you reestablish TOMA, top of mind awareness. Now, Susie, what I promise you that I'm going to do from now on is I'm going to be in touch with you at least a couple of times a year. Would that offend you? Oh, no, I'd love to hear from you. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a very simple call. And the dialogue is super simple. What's the script? How do I talk to them? I don't know. You don't know how to talk to people that know, like, and trust you already? I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? So the script is just simple. How are you doing, Susie? What's going on in your life? Now, if you checked out their Facebook earlier, you might say something like, hey, Susie, I saw that y'all just got a new puppy, and I saw that Alexander just went off to college. Wow, things happen so fast. Fill in the gaps. What's going on with you? And you're just having a conversation. Now, if you're one that doesn't like to talk long, you do something like this. Susie, I've only got about 10 minutes before my next meeting, my next appointment. I've got 5 minutes before my next appointment. But I said, if I don't call Susie now, I won't get to it. You see what I'm saying? So you can keep these relatively short. And if you have a list of 200 in your database, some of you, I talked to Jamie yesterday. I said, man, how many you got in your database? He said, I got about 10,000. What? I don't have that many in mine, okay? Jamie was a saxophone player. Did y'all see him this morning? Let's give him a round of applause. That man's on fire. And he gave us a ride from the airport. There he is back there. Thank you, Jamie. So this is a simple 18-touch campaign. When you get the book, it's going to unpack that for you, okay? Now, back to geographic farming. People ask me all the time, Knolly, should I be farming? You could do a geographic farm or a digital farm, okay? Can't unpack that now, but I'm just saying, farming should be in your vocabulary, should be in your business. Now, 70% of your business will come from your database. Lady tells me, Knolly, I don't really have much of a database. I'm new in town. How long you been there? Well, I moved here 2 years ago. I said, you're new? If you went out and met 2 people a day, how many people would be in your database in 1 year? Over 700. Just go to the coffee shop. Don't you have a coffee shop you like? Oh, I'm a homebody. Well, you got to change that because this is a contact sport. Now, once you have a database, then you can stay at home. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to build this business. So you need to have a geographic farm, and farming is free, guys. Somebody told me the other day, well, I sent postcards and never got a call. That's not farming. Farming is, they said, well, what is farming? Farming is running for mayor of that subdivision. Do you see what people do when they're running for office? I mean, you see them on, I'm not saying to do park benches, but I'm saying you see them everywhere, don't you? That's how you should be until your signs are everywhere. Once your signs are everywhere, then you can relax back on the marketing. And I teach every door direct mail, EDDM. Okay, costs 20 cents a house. If you have 1,000 homes, how much does it cost to mail those? Come on, you guys ain't awake this morning. Is there coffee in the house? Okay, you got 1,000 people, 20 cents a house. $200. Okay, $50 for printing. If you use, my favorite printer is GotPrint, GOTPRINT.com, GotPrint.com, my favorite printer. And I've been using them for 30 years, 20 some years. Anyway, let's say it's $300. Then you get 4 trades to piggyback on the back of your postcard, $75 each. Handyman, carpet cleaner, somebody that does home cleaning, and a landscaper. Now, how much did it cost you to mail that? 0. Okay, you don't think they want to be in those 1,000 homes as well? One paint job, how much did it make? I just got a bid from my paint guy. I'm not even going to tell you what it is to paint my house. Okay, he will make his $75. Don't worry about it. Now, a niche. You guys know you got a niche to get rich. Do y'all say niche or niche here? Okay, y'all say it the right way. I'm up in New York. They're like, well, it's a niche. I'm like, that don't rhyme with rich. You know, I tried broke. Anybody ever tried broke? I didn't like it. I like rich a lot better. Did you know that broke is a temporary financial condition? Yes, sir. Anybody broke in the house, raise your hand. That was a trick question. We got broke people. Look, I'm broke. That's Uncle Knolly will throw those out. You can, anyway, I'm not going to go there because I got 30 minutes. All right, so broke is a temporary financial condition. Poor is a state of mind. Poor is a state of mind. Like Jim Rohn said, you take all my money, that's my money, okay? You take all my money and all his money and all your money and you distribute it to poor folk, it'll soon be back in my pocket within 18 months. It's going to be back in the pockets of those that because anyway, I didn't prepare that to speak, but I'm just the Holy Spirit's giving me a word. Wealth goes to those that deserve wealth, okay? She loves those that deserve her. And if you don't have wealth, what's your problem? Mindset. We're going to talk about that too. All right, so the 3 lead buckets. They say, Knolly, how did you get 10, 12 listings a month and do that for 10 years in a row? Okay? It was not a fluke. It wasn't a fad. Okay, I did it for 10 years in a row. I would get 5 from my SOI, 3 from my farm, 2 from my niche. If I wanted 12 that month, I took 21 listings in 7 days one time. Okay? And when you have a system, people tell me, man, I want more listings. Well, what kind of system you got in your business? Okay? You go 21 listings, it might put you out of business if you don't have the right systems in place. Okay? So this is a free copy. You don't have to take a picture of this. I'm going to show you how to get it later. But this is a book that I wrote because I teach my revenue share group. I have over 300 agents. Should be over 1,000, but that's another story. Uncle Knolly needs some mindset training on that. But I have over 300 agents, and I teach them. You're in your lead generation bunker every single day from 9 to 11. Now they're in the lead generation bunker. What are they calling me talking about? What do I do? I don't know what to do. So I wrote a book. Here's 27 marketing ideas for free seller leads, how I got all my leads. You just go out and you just go to the book. You just turn to the page. Okay? What am I going to do today? I'm sitting down. Idea number 6, build a geographic farm. Okay, how do I do that? Boom, boom, boom. You see what I'm saying? And people want to pick my brain all the time. So I picked it already. It's right there. All right, so let's talk about that there's 3 types of sellers. How many of y'all know that? There's 3 types of sellers. Who knows that? What kind of sellers are there? Yeah, I hear y'all saying it. What is it? Want to sell and what?
Need to sell.
What's the third one? Have to sell. Who do you want to work with? Have to sell. But not only I want to sell my house. Man, call me when you need to sell it. Man, I need to sell my house. Call me when you have to. Now, this is a market for people that have to sell. Guy called me up the other day. I was talking, coaching call. He says, man, nothing's selling in my market. This is the worst market I've ever seen. I've been a realtor for 30 years. I've never seen anything like this. I said, nothing's selling in your market? Houston? Nothing's selling. Man, nothing's selling. I got agents in Houston, so I know stuff is selling because I got some ballers over there. And I said, do me a favor right now. Could you pull up the MLS? Yeah, I'll pull it up. Hold on. I said, how many homes sold in the last 30 days? He's fumbling around, pulling it up. He said, this can't be right. I said, how many? He said, hold on, I'm going to do it again. He did it again. Same number. 4,400. I said, so that's 8,800 transactions. 4,416 sales, whatever it was, in 1 month. That's 8,000 some transactions. And you want to do 2 a month? And you're trying to tell me you can't get 2 from those 8,000? See, this is the time to get your unfair share. Somebody say unfair share. Unfair. Let's get it. So here's the 8 sources that you should be going after today. You know, anybody ever read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? Yeah. Y'all know about that book. Yeah, I read it a long time ago. I got to dust it off, find out where it was. I think I gave that book to Goodwill. I don't know where my book is. See, what they did in that book was they studied mice. And they put the cheese, the mice found where the cheese was. Now, it was hard to find because it was a maze. It was real hard to find that cheese. But once they found it, what happened? They found it every time, 100% accuracy. After they knew where the cheese was, with 100% accuracy, it might take them 2-3 days to find it, but with 100% accuracy, they would go through an elaborate maze that probably I couldn't get through because I'm navigationally challenged. I'm just telling you. People say, well, how come you never work buyers? Well, it takes 3 times as long to work a buyer as it does a seller. That's one reason. And the other reason is I can't find my way around. I don't know. I was born some weird way. I don't know east from west. I just don't know that stuff. Anyway, but what did they do after the mice could find the cheese every day? What did they do? They moved the cheese. Then they had to figure it out. I got news for you, Atlanta area. Your cheese has been moved officially. And it was moved like 18 months ago, but I'm just now here telling you. All right, so old expireds. We're just gonna go through these real quick because I break all this stuff down in my book. Your sphere of influence, okay, you got a lot of gold in your sphere of influence. When Andy Green hired me, a lot of people hire me. I have a 6-month coaching program, one-on-one. He hired me. And when Andy Green got to me, he was doing $25 million a year. He thought that was great. He was doing real good. Now, when I teach people one-on-one, I teach them a lot of stuff because it's an intensive 6 months with me and you, okay? But he got one thing out of all that I taught him, just one thing like that he implemented, because most of y'all don't implement. That's a whole nother story. I'm talking to myself too, because I'm a realtor too. So he implemented one thing, and that was follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. And how did he follow up? Any ideas? Call people. He didn't call nobody. Anybody else? Huh? Send him text. He didn't text nobody. Anybody else? Email. He didn't email nobody. He hired a VA. 4 hours a day, paid her $5 an hour, $6 an hour, whatever it was. He went from 25 million, I tracked it, to 50 million in 12 months. Just by following up. Okay, that's it. All right, so let's keep going. Probate. These are people that have to sell. You know, old expired, some of them have to sell. Your SOI, you got a lot of gold in there that you're not tapping. Probate. What is probate? Dead folk. They dead. They died. How many of you have you ever had a thing where, man, I would love real estate if I didn't have to deal with clients? I would love this business. Probate. He dead. I know it's a tough topic, but nobody gets out alive. Okay? I got news for you. I'm going to live forever. I'm good. Okay. I went to the altar of Jesus when I was 18, and I've been following, but I'm not preaching. I'm just saying I'm good, and I don't care when I leave this realm. I'm here for my time, and I'm out. Just like a flock of birds, we come into this realm, we do what we got to do, and just like a flock of birds, we leave. And it's no problem. We're not from here. We ain't from the world. We ain't from here. I'm going back home anyway. So anyway, probate. Okay, so you're dealing with, now there is distress. You got situations where people have lost a loved one, but most of them just want that money. You know? So anyway, probate. Now, I'm generalizing, okay? And I know some of you guys have lost loved ones like I have. I lost my dad, lost my mother-in-law. And but the truth of the matter is that when you leave your wealth behind, how long does it last? 1 generation, 2 at the most. And I'm talking about generational wealth, stuff that you've created for multiple generations. These new generations, you give them all your money, you better set up a trust fund. Don't give them all your money because it's gone. You know, just like people that win the lottery, unless they know what to do with it. Divorce is a situation where people have to sell a lot of times. Circle prospecting is a great way, and if you don't know how to do that, I teach you in the book. Off the market listings is another great place. Job relocation is like, hey, you got to move. You know, those people have to sell many times. Sometimes they'll rent, and the affluent. Now, how many of you guys know the affluent are market proof? How many of y'all know that? Well, the interest rates, Mr. Johnson, the interest rates are 8%. Why are we talking about interest rates? I need to sell my house. I'm ready to move. I just got a whim. I want to move to New York. I was watching Sylvester Stallone. Anybody watch that on Netflix, Sly? He said, I just feel like moving to New York. I don't know why. Well, Stallone, have you looked at the interest rates or how much? Man, I don't know. I don't care about nothing like that. The affluent. See, what I decided, I became an entrepreneur. I became self-employed when I was 12, okay, and I did all that. But I have not had a W-2 since I was 23 years old. That's 30 years. I've not worked for anybody else in 30 years. Now, I used to work a lot of jobs. You too, huh? All right, high five right there. How many of y'all had 3 jobs? You know, you had a regular job, that's 9 to 5. Then you had an evening job. Then you had a night job. I did all that. Okay, I used to do all that. But I haven't done that for 30 years, is what I'm saying. I am recession. I'm market proof. I don't care what the market's doing. I'm making my moves. I move to Puerto Rico when I want to. I sell my house when I want to, because the market does not dictate the choices that I make. Anybody tracking with me? Levi's tracking with me. Levi knows what's up. I just do things when I want to do them. When God tells me to do them, I do them. Because so when I was, this is my first house. This is the very first house I ever purchased. I was 26 years old when I bought this house. Okay, I paid 12% interest rate. You think 26, that's a 6,000 square foot home on 10 acres. We had a recording studio. I was in the music business, and I was making a lot of money. By the time I was 29, I was making $150,000 a month. Okay, my mom said I'd never amount to anything. I was making more in a week than she ever made in a year with a master's degree. Okay, so I'm not knocking you, Mom. I love you. Hey, my mom and I reconciled. I forgave her when I was 18, and we just went and saw her a couple months ago. We're trying to, she's a beautiful person now. Sometimes they mellow out with age. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes they just get meaner, but it didn't happen like that with her. So I paid 12%. Well, Mr. Williams, your interest rate's going to be 12%. And man, I don't care. Just give me the paperwork. I'm ready to, I'm going to put half my business in one side of the house. I'm ready to go. Okay, and I've been doing that ever since. I've never looked at the market when I bought a house. I did not care. The affluent, that's what they do. So 5 actions that you got to take when? Right now. And I don't know what they're telling you out there, but my timer says 9 minutes, and I didn't rig this. I put it down for 30 minutes. So, the dancing don't count. All right, so 5 actions to take when? Right now. So number 1, you got to do what? You got to shift your mindset. You got to shift. You got to shift with the market if you want to stay alive. And here's the cool thing about mindset. You can influence what you believe. If you can influence that, you can change everything. Here's the truth about it. People say, man, I'm just going to start doing new things. How many of y'all know that doesn't work? Now, give me the 10 tactics. I'm going to follow every one of them. You'll do it for 6 weeks. Just like that diet plan. Levi told me the other day, man, he said, man, now I know why you're so skinny. I'm sitting up there eating, they passed the Brussels sprouts to me, appetizer. I got 2 of them, and I'm cutting them with a knife and eating pieces. He said, man, now I know why you're so skinny. All right? That's called habits. That's just what I do. That's how I live. That's how I eat. And the thing is, how do you form habits? Okay, through repetition. But the reality is, the habits are formed by what you believe. When you believe something, you start to habitually act that way. See, I used to believe that I wasn't going to amount to anything and I wasn't going to be successful. That's why I was selling crack cocaine when I was 17 years old, up in the projects, almost getting, when my buddy got 40 years to life, because he was out on parole for selling dope. And when I ran away from the cops because I was in track, and I knew how to put my feet down, okay, he was never in track. And your boy knew how to climb that fence and get away, and he got 40 to life. And then I got to thinking, like, this is not what I want for my life. I don't want that. I was 17 years old when that happened. Y'all tracking with me? Okay. Now I got a clean record because all my dirt I did before I turned 18. So my record looks good, boy. This guy's honest truth. I went to go get my what's that thing you get? Not clear, but the global entry. Yeah. Denied. My wife got hers declined. I'm like, what? Why are they declining my door? Well, you got a felony on your records. Well, I had 4 of them, but that was, that's we're not talking about that. Back in 1986, I said, sir, do you realize I was 16 years old? We had to go back and forth. Oh, you were 16 back then? 16. Well, let's see what we can do. See, when you go through the FBI, they dig up everything. But everybody else, you guys trying to do those searches, you ain't going to find no dirt on me. All right? All right, let's keep going. So the human brain, here's how the human brain works. We have what we call neuroplasticity. You guys know about this. You guys are well studied. Neuroplasticity is the brain has the ability to change. So just imagine, now we didn't know this until 1890. 150 years ago, we thought that the brain that you were born with was the brain that you went out with. That's true for DNA, not true for the wiring, okay, for the synapses of the brain. So this is a brain after 2 weeks and then after 2 months. Completely different brain. And so you really have to, and all this stuff is done at the subatomic level. Let me say it again. Everything, all change that you desire is going to happen at the subatomic level. What does that even mean? I'll tell you that in a minute. So is it time for a remodel? See, we love to tell our sellers to remodel their homes, don't we? Hey, I'd rather sell a house with that kitchen than the one above, wouldn't you? I want that listing. But is it time to remodel your mind? It really is. Now, this is the 95-5. This is the reason why all the work that you put in to succeed is not panning out for you, okay? It's because you're focusing only on what you can see. That's the 5%. All change happens subatomically. What does subatomic mean? That means basically what I like to study is quantum physics. Quantum physics is the study of matter at the subatomic level. It's where you can't see it. God created us as creators. Okay, if you go back to the book of Genesis, he says we were made in his image. The word means similitude. It means we were made in his likeness. We were made in his, translation, facsimile. We're carbon copies of God. We are the essence of what God is, okay? Now, we're not God Almighty. Don't put it like, man, God, he said, I'm God. No, I didn't say you God Almighty. I say God created a little baby God. That's what the Bible says. If an iPhone created another thing in its image, what would it be? An iPhone. You can call it a baby. Well, I'm a baby. Well, whatever you want to call it, I'm just saying what the Bible says. Anyway, we are creators. And everything that you have in your life, guess what? You created it. It might be time to uncreate. Can I get an amen? Amen. The top 5% is what most people work on, the tips, the tactics, the strategies. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and that works a little bit. But if you never change the 95% that's in your subconscious, your unconscious mind, you'll never get to the results that you desire. A good book, a good primer for this is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And there's so many books. I went way down the rabbit hole. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you this stuff is so easy when you know how. It's so easy. You're going to be like, this is how easy it was to just create? Yeah. Because you're creating every day anyway. You might as well create in the right way. Right, Bryson? Bryson's creating in the right way. So I wrote a book, 10% of the things that you do are creating 90% of your wealth. Okay? That is God's honest truth. If I was to look at what you did yesterday or the day before, I would be able to pencil out like 90% of it. Because with a listing, there's only 46 steps. Step 1, generate the lead. Step 40, close the transaction. And then there's 6 steps after closing. There's a bunch of steps in between. There's only 2 steps that actually create revenue and wealth in those. Okay? That's generate the lead and going on the appointment. There's nothing else on a listing, the life of a listing. There's nothing else in the life of a listing that is income producing. Nothing else. No other step. And by the way, there's only 5 things on that list that require a license. Okay, why are you doing all of the 46 steps? Yeah, well, Knolly taught the 46 steps. Yeah, but I didn't tell you had to do them all. I can't afford to hire nobody. That's the wrong question, wrong statement. That's an affirmation. I can't afford to do that. That's an affirmation. Now, the mind says, oh, she said she can't afford it. Okay, let's take away this deal. She can't afford it. Okay. The better question is this: how can I afford that? Oh, that opens up a whole different. We can't go down that track now. Now I'm going to give you a couple quotes and then I'm out. Some people are happy to see me leave stage, but I'm on time though. Okay. So therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe. Okay. That you have received it and it will be yours. That word believe means pisteo. And the word in Greek, it's an action word, it's an adverb, and it means to fully rely in, to fully rely on. So if Jesus was to ask me, Knolly, do you believe in that chair right there? I would not answer Jesus. I would simply go over and sit in the chair. That's my answer. Oh yeah, I believe. People say that all the time, but they don't take the action, which demonstrates they don't believe, which demonstrates their mind hasn't been rewired. Does that make sense? Are y'all tracking with me? Now look at this next one, Napoleon Hill. Look what he said. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Thoughts are what? They are indeed. And powerful things at that, when mixed with definiteness of purpose and burning desire, can be translated into what? How many of y'all want riches? How many of y'all want to keep riches? That's it. Okay? So in order to achieve, you got to believe. And in order to believe, you got to change the way your mind is wired. Let's go back to what Jesus said. He said, whatever you believe, you can receive. Okay? Kind of similar things, right? Similar things. Now, here's how Earl Nightingale put it. He said, you become what you think about most of the time. Are you thinking about your problems? Or are you thinking about rewiring your mind? What are you thinking about most of the time? So, real quick, do the 2. Lead generation and appointments, 2 hours a day, 4 days a week. Okay? I went by that quick. That's what you got to do to succeed. If you're not doing that every day, then you're going to be broke. Prospecting equals paychecks. Not prospecting equals poverty. That's true. All right, so I'm just going to give you guys a couple examples to study later. Okay, and I'm almost done. Did somebody throw me the 1-minute timer? I got 1 minute left. I didn't see one, but I'm just pretending like I did. So if there's an icon agent right there, okay? 28 listings taken. Okay, how many appointments? Look at all the way at the bottom. It all boils down to how many appointments you go on. But you can't get the appointments unless you generate the leads. All right? And if you don't know what to do, we got a book for that. Okay, and by the way, Levi is going to blaze it up after me. He's going to tell you how to become a rock star on YouTube. And that's what you really got to do. Okay, focus on listings. Do I have to unpack that? No. You guys already know you should be. Well, I like working with buyers. I'm not even going to go down that. I got a whole psychological untangling for that, but that's another day. You got to become famous. Levi's going to help you with that. This man right here has the best YouTube training that I wish I'd have known, because I made some cheesy ass videos, but I didn't say that. That's what I was going to say. I made some cheesy videos back in the day. I'm telling you, they were bad. I mean, they were really bad. All right. And I still got them on YouTube. I'm not going to take them down. That's me. Somebody said, I don't like the way I look on the video. I said, well, you look that way right now. You talking to me? All right. So now, by the way, I try to make everything easy. I do have an overnight celebrity listing success toolkit. It's no cost to you. Your sponsors pay the entire cost. For those of you that like the cheat code and you just want to do all this on your own, it can be done. You know, you got my book, my pre-listing package, everything that I use to take over 1,000 listings, zero cost out of your pocket if you want to license that. Okay, so that's I'm just sharing with you. There's really no excuse for you not to succeed. The number 5 is that you have to lead generate according to your personality profile. Okay? I'm an ISC. I'm high on the SC scale. I've never made a cold call. Somebody called me the other day from my organization. Well, how many cold calls should I be making? I'm like, I don't know, because I never made one. Now, I have a lot of coaching clients that I train on how to make cold calls. It's just that I don't do it because that's not my personality profile. I hate it. I don't like it. Some of my coaching students, like I got one right now, she thrives on it. She just calls neighborhoods. I don't know if she's looking at the DNC list, but I don't know about that. So how to solve every problem you have. Y'all ready to solve every problem you have? Okay, real quick. In your business, you will only ever have 2 problems. How many? 2. Ever. How many of y'all know what it is? Mindset? Yeah, mindset is overarching. You're going to have that problem in business, life, and everything. But outside of mindset, what 2 problems will you have in business? Only 2. Huh? Yeah, I hear y'all saying it. So, number 1 problem is money. You're broke. You don't have it. Okay, you need some now money. All right? That's the problem when you need now money. I heard somebody say, dig your well before you're thirsty. That's good advice. So what's the solution? Leads. Solves your money problem. By the way, did you know Levi, will you ever have a money problem again? No. Never. Uncle Knolly will never have a money problem. I'm going to be rich the rest of my life, and that's God's honest truth. You can drop me off anywhere, take everything I have. I'm going to be rich the rest of my life financially because I already got it. Now, if you take away some of my mind, that could be another story. All right? So problem number 2, so what I'm saying is the money problem is easy to solve. You guys are focused on that, but that's the easiest one to solve. The rest of your career would just be solving the time problem. Okay, you're closing 60 deals a year and you're working all the time. That's your new problem. Does that make sense? Okay, so you solve that with leverage. What's leverage? PST, baby. People, systems, and tools. People, systems, and tools. People is who will do it. Systems is how will they do it. Tools is what will they do it with. PST. Okay? Now, this is what we learned today. The 3 lead buckets where all the listing leads you ever need will come from. We learned that. We learned about the 8 key sources for listing leads in today's market. We learned about the 5 actions to take right now to upgrade your success and how to solve every problem that you'll ever have in real estate. Now, some of y'all might be feeling like this right now. Anybody feeling like that? It's like Uncle Knolly dropped a few things. Okay. Well, wait till Levi hits you. So this is the book. That's the QR code. If you go to that, it's going to take you right to my link tree. Don't go there now because I want you guys to pay attention to Levi and the rest of the thing. But I'm just saying, triplemylistings.com, or you can go to that link. All these QR codes are the same. Okay, so don't worry if you missed a slide. 3 hours a day. If you have a money problem, this is the book to solve that problem. If you need more money, if you need more time, this is the book to solve that problem. Make sense? All right. And I ask that, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've got over 1,000 videos. I'm not saying they're as good as Levi's, but they're there. And I'm always trying to help people succeed. I'm trying to help you succeed in life and in business. And follow me on Instagram. Guys, I'm Knolly Williams, the business healer. I've had a great time with you. Thank you so much. Woo! Staying alive.